Hello and welcome back to another Bad Movie Reviews review hosted by your favourite kicker from Down Under, Ben. And this is the start of a series that one of my favourite times of the year, and it is none other than the Melbourne International Film Festival, which takes over 2 weeks over a period in August. So I'm reviewing, thanks to MIFF, I'm reviewing a couple of the films which are premiering or showing there, which some films you may have seen premiered at Cannes, things like that. So without further ado, I'm reviewing a film that I didn't know much about, obviously, and that's generally the scenario with a lot of these films for MIFF is they are, Victorian premieres or things like that, but it is none other than If I Had Legs, I'd Kick You, which is part of the Bright Horizons section of the film festival, which there's a few films selected by up and coming new directors to win essentially a prize. But the film is directed and written by Mary Bronstein, and she actually was at the screening, did a little Q&A afterwards. But the basic plot of the film is it obviously stars Rose Byrne, and as you can see in the background, if you obviously go on even the IMDb page, things like that, it'll show there. But it's just basically about a mother who is attempting to navigate life while her child has an illness and husband is absent, and it's increasingly a lot of things going on in her life that is basically trying to almost have it completely crash. And I didn't know much about the film going into it as per se, but I was obviously interested. It did win the Rose Byrne actually won the Berlinale, or I think the Silver Berlin, so the best leading performance at the Berlin Film Festival. So it was something I was interested in. I'm a big fan of Rose Byrne's work. Your film's also actually got Conan O'Brien, who plays a therapist in the film. It's actually also got ASAP Rocky who plays a friend at a motel she's staying at. And the best way I can talk about this film is I would recommend going in knowing as little as possible, but the film genuinely is a 2 hour long panic attack, really. I felt so anxious during this film, and I mean that completely complimentary. The way Mary has intertwined a lot of the soundtrack and the score along with these, you see this camera angle, a lot of it is incredibly close up, and the film completely felt claustrophobic in a sense, and it was completely complimentary. It's about obviously a woman, a mother, going through a tough period, especially with her child, and it's the equivalent I can think of is like an Uncut Gems type film where it's a 2 hour long complete panic attack, anxiety riddle. It's about this woman dealing with these multiple things going on. And it's just bottlenecking, and you get it. It is led by Rose Byrne. It is Rose Byrne's film. She is phenomenal in this film, and I think this was the kickoff. So this was the premiere. So they have like a gala event, and then I think it's got one more showing, which I believe by the time this is going up, it's already done. It's kicked off the film festival, but I will obviously have a few more coming over the next week and two. But I really got to give. Hopefully, we see Conan O'Brien in more serious roles, and even ASAP Rocky I actually thought was really good in this as well. I've not really seen his acting chops too much. I know he's been in some films here and there previously. I believe he was in The Highest to Lowest, coming out from Spike Lee. He was in Dope, which I was a big fan of back in 2015-16, around that time. I really enjoyed the narrative of this film. This film could have taken a really, really logistical, like straightforward approach, but the way it intertwined these not supernatural themes, but these otherworldly themes about anxiety, even having children themselves, and the stress and the pressure you go through in these moments that feel otherworldly. I really enjoyed that moment and those moments, and it kind of almost emphasized the stress that I felt during this film. And it's just one that I really hope come award season, Rose Byrne is recognized for a role. Obviously, the film itself, I really did enjoy. It is, and I mean this fully complimentary, it's not one I would probably ever watch again because it is a hard watch. It is stressful. It is very anxiety driven and full throttle pacing, and it's just it doesn't stop. But the way the editing, the way the sound score really intertwine with the performances, even the camera work, everything complements to each other brilliantly. So I couldn't recommend this film enough. It is, do go in. I do warn you, it is quite full on. It is a film that I imagine, even people near me sounded like they're having panic attacks and stress endured moments. So I do recommend it though. If you have seen it, comment below, let me know what you think. I know it's obviously been at a few film festivals. I'd be interested to see if it does win the Bright Horizons Award. There's a few other films in that. I think Harris Dickinson's directorial debut, Urchin, there's a few other films in there as well that I will be seeing over the next couple of weeks. So look out for the review. Thanks to MIFF, obviously. But if you have seen it, comment below, let me know what you think. If you like the review, give it a like, comment down below, and subscribe for more.